Buried Onions by Gary Soto. The story begins with a young man named Eddie, who is the protagonist. He is sitting in a mortuary thinking about his cousin who had just died. He lives in the barrio of Fresno and says that the burned onions cause the sorrow of Fresno. Eddie came from a very poor family, so he decided he was going to attend college for a while. Then he changed his mind and believed he was not going anywhere with it, and he decided to drop out. In doing so, Eddie needed a job in order to support himself. Eddie found jobs locally, painting curbs for people around his neighborhood. Eddie would do whatever work he could do to make some money. One day, he was riding around his bike and struck up a conversation with Mr. Stiles, and eventually he offered Eddie a job planting a tree. So the next morning, Eddie got up and went to Mr. Stiles' house and planted the tree. Mr. Stiles needed him to take his truck to the dump and drop off some trash for him. When he was about to make Mr. Stiles' truck to the dump, he realized that he was in dire need of a shower. So he returned home just to do that. Although, to his surprise, when he got back outside, the truck was missing, and he was left with the only fear of what Mr. Stiles would do. He eventually mustered up the courage and decided to leave a note for Mr. Stiles on his front doorstep and hoped he would understand. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Eddie was with his old high school coach and told his coach everything that had happened. His coach decided to call Mr. Stiles for Eddie. Mr. Stiles said that Eddie was a good worker and wanted Eddie to return and work for him again. Eddie went back there and started working for him. The next thing he knows, the police have surrounded him. But the police soon realized Eddie is not the one who had stolen Mr. Stiles' truck. This book makes you think about your decisions and makes you think about your family and your future. Overall, I think that Buried Onions is a great read, and I enjoyed it very much, and I think you will too.